Hey guys, I thought I'd do this quick little video. You already have seen, if you've watched my channel, you've already seen all these books, so to save you the trouble, I'm showing off some of my collectibles, some books that I hold near and dear to me, well, not near and dear to me, because there's a lot of books that I hold near and dear to me, but, these are the ones that I would consider collectibles. So, yeah. Further, no, I can't talk today. Today I received a book, and I was very excited about it, and it made me think, well, what else do I have on my bookshelf I could show you guys a little bit of? So, today we will start with the book that inspired this, little, video, and that is The Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. For some reason the book's a little crooked, but there we go. This book is amazing for many reasons. It's number 2 on my favorite coming of age lists, and I rank this one just above Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. And I love Boy's Life by Robert R. McCammon, so number 3 on that coming of age list is like amazing. So like number 3 and up on that list, like, you're not gonna find a bad COA. So this is number 2 on my COA list, with only one succeeding it, and that's Fear by Ronald Kelly. I would like to get special versions of all the books on my coming of age list. So like, I would like a special version of Boy's Life. I would like a special version of Fear by Ronald Kelly. Oh, and Boy's Life by Robert R. McCammon. I don't think there is a special version of October Boys by Adam Millard. But yeah, I would like to buy bunches. Like, I just love coming of age books, and whenever I can find special versions of special books, I want them. Christopher Golden made a book called Straight On Till Dawn, and that book has a special Cemetery Dance edition, I believe. It either Cemetery Dance or Thunderstorm books. I can't remember. I think it's Cemetery Dance, to be honest. They did a special version. I haven't read that book yet, so I don't know if it's a book that I, would want to go grab, but it definitely sounds like a good book, so I can't wait to get into it. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this, and this is the book that inspired this video, The Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. This book is phenomenal. The reason why it's a collectible is not only is it Cemetery Dance, but if you know anything about Cemetery Dance, then you know that it is signed by the author. And for one, I am blown away. He has great handwriting, Richard Lehman. Most writers have really good penmanship, but Richard Lehman's is pretty good, way better than mine. I have horrible penmanship. I mean, I can draw and doodle. I can doodle. I can't draw, I can doodle. But I'm not as bad as my brother, who looks like he writes like a kindergartner. I'm just kidding, Jake. I'm just kidding. Don't click off this video. I'm just playing with you. Nah, his handwriting is fine. I'm just picking on my little brother. But The Traveling Vampire Show, this is a special first edition of The Traveling Vampire Show. It is limited to 1,000 copies, signed copies. And, yeah, it's got a little stamp here from the Tawa City, Michigan. And this is why this book got here so fast, is because it's from Michigan. I didn't know it was even shipping from Michigan. I thought it was going to come from some random state like Virginia or I don't know, Dakota, North Dakota, I don't know. But it came from here, not too far away. So I was really blown away. That this book existed so close to me. There's only 1,000 of these in existence, and I own one, and that means so much to me. And this is collectible because it's signed. There's only 1,000 of these, and that might not mean a lot to you guys. You may be saying 1,000 of one book, that's not that big of a deal. Well, it's a pretty big a deal to me. This is my second favorite book of all time. Like, if I made an all-time favorite list, Fear by Ronald Kelly would be number 1. This would be number 2, and then I would have to say like a book like Pet Sematary is number 3. That would be I'll make a list for you one day for my favorite books of all time. I really, excuse me. I'd really have to think about it, because that's an important list to make, and I don't want to screw up and leave books out, you know. So I'd really have to sit down and think about my favorite books. But when I'm thinking at the top of my head, Fear by Ronald Kelly is number 1, clear number 1 favorite. The Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman's a clear second favorite, and then Pet Sematary I would believe is my third favorite. If you don't know who I am, my name's Nick Dennis, Spooky Noodles to you on YouTube, and I love coming of age horror, or just coming of age, to be honest, like The Outsiders, To Kill a Mockingbird. There's one other classic that I'm forgetting. I just love coming of age stories. I even have a book, an anthology book of coming of age stories that have nothing to do with horror, and I'm going to read it one day. But that's besides the point. I'm a huge fan of coming of age, and to have this limited edition Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman signed is just amazing. I couldn't say anything better about this book. Like, this book is perfect, even if it's in first-person narrative. I find that I do love first-person narrative. I come from a background of reading creepypastas and listening to creepypastas and writing creepypastas, so I'm used to the first-person narrative, so it didn't throw me for a loop at all. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and yeah, this is special because, yeah, I said so. Next is Summer of Night by Dan Simmons. Now, this isn't really anything special, like book-wise. Like, this is just your average hardcover Dan Simmons book. So you might be wondering, why is this such a collectible? There's bunches and bunches of this book out there. Well, the reason why this cool cover, by the way, this is a big scene actually in the book. School and the truck that they burst into the school with. I barely remember this book, to be honest. I remember snippets of it, but the reason why this is a special edition, or not a special edition, but a collector's item, is that it's signed by Dan Simmons. And by the way, he has a pretty good handwriting too. I'm embarrassed about how good his is, and Richard Lehman's is. It says like other books that he wrote, like Song of Kali, Faces of Gravity. Then he has Carry On Comfort, which I own. I haven't really gotten to read it yet. I hear it's historical fiction, so I just dipped in my toes into historical fiction with Alma Katsu. Her book The Hunger was really, really good. She has another one called The Deep, which I'm not really a big fan of that title, because that title's been done 1,000 times. But yeah, I'm excited because it's about the Titanic, and I used to be an avid follower of news for the Titanic. Like, I went to a Detroit Science Center. I think that's what it's called, the Detroit Science Center, DSI, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm getting it wrong, but it does not. It's besides the point. I went there, and we all got a name in the beginning. We would get a name of someone who was on the Titanic. We'd learn all about the Titanic, and at the end, there was a board of survivors and a board with people who did not survive. And you would look and see if you survived or not. And I think I died. I don't think I was a survivor. I was a man, for one, so women and children got to go on the boats first. And yeah. But Carry On Comfort is a historical fiction about World War II. and I hear good things about it. I have Hyperion and the Fall of Hyperion, and I've never heard of the other two, Entropies, Bed at Midnight, and Prayers of Broken Stones. I've never heard of those. But this is signed by Dan Simmons. It's a first printing of the hardback, that is. Yeah. I don't know if I told you what the Traveling Vampire Show is about, but it's basically about the Traveling Vampire Show comes to town, and the kids go to the it's like their journey to leading up to the Traveling Vampire Show. This book has a I wouldn't say a better storyline, but it's a little bit more than, you know, just the journey to leading up to something. This is about this school that's shutting down, and a kid goes missing the last day of school. And this school is hiding a dark secret, and some kids find out about the secret and die one by one, basically. And it's their journey to stop this evil from taking any more lives, I believe. I could be definitely wrong. It's really good. It's I have it as number 5 on my best coming of age novels. I have a lot more coming of age novels to read, but this one was very, very good. I know you might be like, it's number 5 on your list, so it can't be that good. Number 5 for my best coming of age stories is really good. Adam Millard's October Boys, I think I read it, and the fact that it's a Halloween book and there's so much, I don't know, there's just a lot to it that I liked. That book had a lot to do with when they grow up, though. So, now that I think about it, Adam Millard's The October Boys, it is a coming-of-age story, but it deals with them as adults more than it does when they're kids, but that's the same as it, and it is considered a coming-of-age story, so that's why it's on the list. This is my 5th favorite coming-of-age of all time, and it's probably going to stay at number 5 for a while. I can't imagine something knocking it down to number 6 or 7. I mean, I have a lot of good coming-of-age stories to read, but this is a collectible item because it's signed, it's a first edition, and it's in great condition. And it has a picture of the dude at the back. Dan Simmons grew up in the Midwest, where he graduated from Wabash College and Washington University of St. Louis. He later moved to Colorado, where he taught for 11 years at Central Elementary School. He's a pretty cool, well, I wouldn't say that. He's a good writer. He's a great writer. I don't know him as a human being. I know he attacked some girl on the internet, and that had a lot of people hating him for a little while. I don't know much about him, but I know his writing's really good because I read Summer of Night. Well, I listened to Summer of Night, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. This is the only good copy of this book I own. I have the paperback, but it's the crummy inlay cover or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember words at the moment, but this is a collectible because it's signed by Dan Simmons, and it's the second coming of age book I own that's autographed. I'm hoping to one day have the top 5 on my coming of age list have all the books signed by the authors. That would be so dope. But yeah, we're down to the last collectible I own, and it's a pretty cool one. There's a story behind it. So when I show it to you, you guys might be like, big deal, because you've never heard of the author before. And this is actually a newer printing of the book. It's I got it for a very cheap price, so I'm very, very surprised I even found this for how cheap it is. But it's basically as cheap as it is because it's kind of an unknown author. But the big and cool thing about him is he's from my home state, Michigan, and not that far away either. The book is printed by the University of Michigan Press in Ann Arbor and the Petoskey Publishing Company in Traverse City. And that's Robert C. Wilson's Crooked Tree. Now this, I think, came out in 2000 and I want to say it was like 2012, but I could be wrong. Let's see if there's a printing page. Here we go. Okay, 2005, I was wrong. This book was printed in 2005. Copyrighted in 2005 and 1980 by Crooked Tree Industries, Inc. All rights reserved. Published in the United States and America by the University of Michigan Press and Petoskey Publishing Company. Manufactured in the United States of America in 2007, 2006, 2005, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Has an ISBN number. It doesn't really say when it was printed, though, I don't think, but that 2005 sounds correct. In fact, I can probably look this up for you guys really quickly. There's this cool little brown page. Then you have the name of the book, the author, and his signature. And if you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of Michigan writers. I have this book, actually, hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where in the world is it? Somewhere around here somewhere. This is awkward. Oh, there's the Dan Simmons book. There's the Joe Hill book. Ian Coombs. What's this? No, it's not there. Those are Richard Lehman books. My pants falling down. Jeez. Gee willikers. There's The Sound of Broken Ribs, which actually, I should grab that one because that is an important book in my collection of books. Here's another one I forgot to grab. Oh, here it is. Of course, it's at the bottom of the stack. Let me really put it out. Hi, guys. Way over there, man. Why you guys didn't follow me? I grabbed a few more collectibles that are collectibles to me. But, if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of Michigan writers. When I come across a book that's set or written by a Michigander, or set in Michigan, as I was trying to say before, I go out and get the book. I actually heard of this book on Chilling Tales for Dark Night. They released chapter 1, and then they eventually released the whole audio book on YouTube. But they had it in sections for each chapter, and then eventually they compiled the collection of chapters and made it one audiobook. And they actually plan to do the sequel soon. And that is Drew Stepek's Knuckle Supper, which is kind of, this is the Ultimate Gutter Fix edition. This is kind of a vampire story. It's about these heroin addicts who eat people, basically. And they can only survive on heroin and blood. It's the only way they can survive. If they don't get heroin and blood, they become weak and die. Wither and die. Great book. the guy's from Royal Oak, Michigan. I'm from Rochester, so I'm not that far away. My grandma Kay lived in Royal Oak, and I lived there for a while. I was always around the Royal Oak area. In fact, there's a place called Julian Brothers Subs that I love there. This guy lives there, and his name is Drew Stepik. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but that's how I know how to pronounce it. It's Drew Stepik. This is made by Bloodbound Books in 2017. And get this, up to 10% of the revenue for Knuckle Supper will be donated to the Children of the Night, which is a fundraiser, a non-profit organization founded in 1979, blah, 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 blah. My point is, I love Michigan writers, so getting a signed edition of Crooked Tree by Robert C. Wilson was, like, it blew my mind. It was only $4, and it's signed by the author, and I recently heard that this is actually a good book. The original cover, I must admit, the original hardback cover is much cooler than this, but this 2005 edition is really cool to me, because I think every edition, like, of this press was signed, I think. I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong, but this copy is signed. They had 2 of this book and signed, and I got the one with this sticker on it. There was one that had a whole sticker covering most of the cover, and I was like, nah, I would rather get the one with the small sticker than try to remove it later. I never even taken off the dust jacket, so I don't know what it looks like on the inside. I think it's just a green book. Yeah, it's just a green book. Nothing special there. This is a collectible though, and it means a lot to me because it's a Michigan writer. It's a story based in Michigan, and it has Native Americans in it. And it's about preserving nature, in a sense. And I really can't wait to read this book. It's, like I said, it's a collectible for me. It's signed and everything, but it's more of a collectible to me because it's written by a Michigan author, and I aspire to be a Michigan author, so this book means a lot to me. And the next 2 books, well, actually 3 books, because I forgot to grab one. I can find it. Here it is. The next 2 books are collectibles, and I was giving them to my friend Tasha. My friend Tasha on Facebook gave it to me. And they're both Ronald Kelly books, and this one's called The Buzzard Zone. It's about this farmer, and during a zombie apocalypse, basically you know when a horde of zombies is coming for you when you start seeing a bunch of buzzards in the sky, because buzzards are following this pack of zombies. When the zombies kill people, the vultures and hawks and stuff, these are turkey vultures, they swoop down and eat the carrion. And yeah, or carrion. I don't know how to pronounce the word. This is signed. Not only signed, but he I won't say doodle because this is better than doodling. This is art. But this is signed by Ronald Kelly. Very, very special to me. I can't wait to read this book. I contacted Ronald Kelly recently, and we talked a little bit. And yeah, I might be getting more autographed books. I might. I'm not gonna say I will. I still have to send the books out, but isn't that cool? It's collectible to me. It might not be a collectible to you, but it's anything signed by an author automatically becomes a collectible in my opinion, so this is a collectible. Next, you have Cumberland Furnace and Other Fear Forged Fables. Tongue twister, sorry guys. And not only is there like 8 of these in existence, but it's signed by Ronald Kelly. And you got the really cool piece of art right there. It says to Nick, like the other one. The other one says to Nick. And there's only like 8 of these in existence, or at least 8 of these left in existence. I don't know how many of these actually exist out there, but this book wasn't printed. This was just like an ebook edition only. So Ronald Kelly knows how many exist out there, and he said there's only 8 left in existence. So to own a Ronald Kelly book that's that rare and have it autographed is just, it blows my mind that Tasha even got me this book. She is number 1. And yeah, that's why this book is collectible. And last, definitely not least, in fact, I'm not saying I saved the last for best, and I'm not saying it's the worst because it's last, but it's a big deal to me because the little backstory, I was just getting into books, and I wanted to know about some Stephen King books, and whether they were worth reading or not worth reading. I didn't want to waste my time reading a bad book, and Stephen King, has a lot of good ones, so I looked up some Stephen King videos, and I found my buddy Edward Lorne. He had a list of top 5 coming-of-age stories, and I gave it a watch. And that's actually how I found him, is through the coming-of-age stories, and then, I clicked off his video, and then I, found some Stephen King content, and realized I enjoyed him. We kinda became friends, like, internet friends. We're not, like, close friends or anything like that. But, we are internet friends, and he is a good guy, despite his, how the horror community treats him. He's kind of outcasted, and, but his writing, I hear, is very good. I have not actually read his book yet. I plan on reading it soon, but, we became pretty good friends, and basically one day, he had a book that he wanted, and I own that book. So I sent it to him, and in exchange, he sent me this. And that is Edward Lorne's Sound of Broken Ribs. And for one, the cover's just absolutely cool. He actually painted that smile thing. And then, I think this is supposed to be a jacket of some sort. And then here's the ribs. But inside, it says, to Nick, stay scary, know what I'm saying. Basically, at the time, my channel name was Scary Saying, and so he wrote that, and then he signed it, Edward, or E.L., Edward Lorne. I thought that was super nice of him to do. After that, I sent him gifts without receiving anything, and kind of became friends through there. I wouldn't say we've fallen out since then. We just don't, he doesn't have any more live streams, so we don't really have any way to contact each other. I was thinking about sending him a Christmas present, but I'm not sure if he would want that or not, so I am a little hesitant to do stuff anymore, especially since I lost a job, and things have been rough lately. But yeah. Anyways, don't know why that turned to a dark place, but this is a collectible to me because it's signed by my buddy Edward Lorne. But the coolest thing about this is a friendship bloomed from this, and I enjoy watching his channel a lot. I don't comment as much as I used to, because he's making content that, like, reviewing books that I have no attention to review or read. But I still watch all his videos, and I like it all the time, and yeah. But yeah, Sound of Broken Ribs, collectible to me. So there you go, there you have it. Here's some of the, here's 3 of, oh, this one's backwards, my bad. Here's 3 signed editions of Edward Lorne and Ronald Kelly, 2 people I met through the internet that are awesome, by the way. and the writing, I haven't heard, I don't know, I can't really talk about Edward Norton's writing, but Ronald Kelly's writing is amazing, and I can only expect the best from Edward Norton. Excuse me. You know the story about Crooked Tree now? Why this is a collectible to me? You might be like, it's just some random author, but it's a Michigan author, so that's why it's cool. And I talked about Knuckle Supper a little bit. We talked about the coming of age story of Summer of Night and why this is a cool book because it's signed. And then last but not least, we got my newest addition to my collectibles, Richard Lehman's The Traveling Vampire Show. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to know what I'm reading now, still reading Father's Little Helper, which is right here. It's a great, it's also called 12 Gauge. It's a great book. I'm on page 113, chapter 13, and I have a long way to go. As you can see, I'm this chunk. I'm still got a lot of the book left to read. I think I'm done 20% so far, and I still got 80% of the book to go. I'm not doing any math. This book is 384 pages. I'm at 113. You guys can do the math. But yeah, that's my collectibles. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said before. I hope you guys had a good day and have a spooky night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about collectibles, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm Future Nick, and I've already made the video. It's a little long, so I hope you can bear with me. I get to the point eventually. It takes a while to get there. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the video. Bye guys.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of